Check. Check 1, 2. Okay. Okay, this has probably been going for 10 seconds. Yeah, it's just me. Sorry, everyone. I don't know what's happening with our streaming. It's just, I think Unreal is killing my computer, and yeah, kinda. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. So we're back for part 2, you know. And let's keep going where we were, which was adding facial motion capture data to our metahuman, which in part 1 we retargeted our Rokoko video onto, right? So sorry again about the stream issues, but I think it's just Unreal shuts down my OBS or something. I don't know. Anyway, in this case, we are not going to use the Unreal Engine live link to do face capture. We are going to use Rokoko's facial motion capture system, but you could easily use the Unreal Engine app, which is free and works with Unreal really well. It's easy to do. I do need to upgrade the PC. My wife will like that. But we're going to open up Rokoko Video instead. And I've already got my Rokoko app up on my iPhone. We're going to hit connect. On the app, it'll give me a little prompt. Hopefully this will pick back up. And yeah, so we are here. Internet's going in and out. Sorry, everyone. But we could record some facial motion capture. But actually, you know what we're going to do is, you know, it's because I feel like it's pushing things. If you want to see this live, you know, go to one of our many tutorials or other live streams where we're doing facial motion capture. I'm going to use a pre-recorded asset because it doesn't actually matter what you're using, if it's pre-recorded or if it's live. So in this case, I've got a pre-recorded facial motion capture asset, and we are going to be adding this to our metahuman. And the way we're going to do that is going to go to Start Live Stream, turn on our Unreal Engine, take note of the port that we're going to. Again, we have tutorials covering all of this. But basically, we're just using the standard live streaming workflow to get facial motion capture onto the metahuman. And again, you could use the Unreal app. You don't have to use our app if you want to get face capture onto a metahuman, but in this case we are. So I'm going to leave this running, and then in Unreal Engine, I have gone into my plugins and I've turned on my Rokoko plugin, which I did before the stream. You open up the plugins and type in Rokoko. Here it is. You can see that it's on. We need to add a Rokoko receiver. I type in REC, add a Rokoko receiver to our scene. Make sure this is on 14045. And then when we go up to Window, Virtual Production, Live Link, we add a Rokoko Studio source. See, we get our Sam face. And now, it's very easy to just select our metahuman, AR face subject, Sam face, use AR kit face, and look at what we got. We got facial motion capture on our metahuman. This looks terrifying. But it's pretty good. A little Daemon Targaryen singing opera, I guess, and dancing around. But in principle, this works, right? So what would I do now to record this facial motion capture onto our metahuman? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the take recorder, and we are going to add in our metahuman as a source. And what I would normally do is I would have my pre-recorded mocap asset, right? I would be like, okay, I'm going to have it on repeat. As soon as it starts, I'm going to try and time it up with the start of the animation. And actually, if we go to metahuman, and I want to turn off update in. I don't know how we turn off update in. We're going to turn that on. We do need to be simulating, so I'm going to hit start. And let's record some facial motion capture. Hit record. So like you could wait for this countdown, then hit play in Rokoko. But you know, this is basically recording an animation. And we're going to be able to go into sequencer and retime this with our Rokoko video animation so that we could like match it all up. But this is kind of the process that I would go through in order to get facial motion capture onto a Rokoko video character, mocap character. So that's recorded. That means if we go back to our content browser, you can see under cinematics, takes, subscenes, animation, here we have the facial motion capture animation. So now let's create a new level sequence. Let's put it all together. Add level sequence. We're going to call it MetaHuman RKV. Into this sequence, we're going to add our daemon. We don't crash our computer. Yep, there we go. I'm going to turn off this take recorder because I don't need to see it. We are going to delete the control rig from the face and the body. And then under body, we are going to animation. And we're going to search for RKV. Right? This is our animation. Boom. We hit play. We have it. This is going automatically because we still have that live link connection on. If I go and kill this, we won't get any more facial motion capture happening, which is what we want. We don't really want facial motion capture. It's kind of stuck in a weird look, but that's okay. Because under face, we can do the same thing. Go to animation. Look at this. Scene 1. We could move this around. To get a part that, matched our animation or something, because they are separate. And yeah, this is pretty much how I would go about getting facial animation together with a MetaHuman. So, sorry we had to do this over 2 parts, but hopefully that explains it. And again, we are going to be releasing tutorials in Blender, Unreal, and Cinema on how to do all of this, including facial motion capture, especially in the Unreal. So, but one thing I want to try and do before I leave is, can I control rig, FK control rig, I don't want that. How do I bake this to the control rig? So actually I'm going to, let me try this again because I'm curious if I can do this. Add my MetaHuman. Okay, you do have to delete the control rig. Go up to animation, RKV. Boom. Why my out point is so crazy. Expand this. Go back to frame 0 here. Oh, we just have it repeat. And if we go to sequence. Well, I'm gonna have to go through and do this on my own. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. So sorry again that we broke this into 2 parts, but that is the kind of roundabout workflow to get facial motion capture combined with Rokoko video. Next week, after the holidays are over, it'll be a little bit less crazy around here, so I'll be back to my normal setup, and we'll do this again probably, and hopefully go through how to do the control rig as well. So sorry this is a little bit abbreviated, but hope everyone's having a good holidays, and it was fun to get on and do a little something. And stay tuned for some of those tutorials coming out next week, which I think will be a much better, less rambling way to, a description of how to do all this stuff, hopefully. So I'm going to sign off, but thank you all for joining, and, we'll see you on the next one. Okay? Thanks all.